Something doesn't feel right. It hasn't for a while. Maybe a fortnight? Longer? There's an illness in the wind. A underlying corruption in the earth. What is it? I can't be sure, but I fear it is growing. Goblins have gathered near the Shadespire Ravine. That can't be good. In smaller numbers, they don't usually pose too much of an issue. So far, they haven't made a nuisance of themselves, but if they do, it'll be tough to root out of that sullen hole. Nothing good comes out of the Shadespire Ravine. Nothing good at all. Well, the goblins came to town today. Alone, which is odd. He bore a single fruit, an apple. A perfectly ripe, unblemished apple. Just that this one was pure white. He was selling it to the highest bidder and couldn't really explain much of what this apple was or why it was special. Goblin magic! Big magic! That's about all he knew with a common tongue. The sensible scoffed and dismissed the little bugger, but a few curious minds had more money than sense. It was Isabella, the owner of the local haberdashery, that ended up buying it. 6 gold pieces. Well worth it, she said. She was just dying to know what a strange apple could taste like, and what kind of tree would grow from its seeds. She ate it all right. She couldn't tell anyone what the flavor was, though, for she began to sputter and cough immediately. We thought she was choking at first, but as we went to help her clear the air passage, we noticed her face wasn't getting red or purple the way it does when something is just lodged in the pipe. No, she was pale as a ghost. Her throat was working fine, but the air in her lungs just didn't seem to do her any good. She fainted, then died. It only took a minute, and there wasn't a blessed thing anyone could do for her. We all just watched in horror. During the confusion, that varmint of goblin disappeared. Likely he knew exactly what that apple would do. See, we now know, after a bloody journey and hell-fought way into the Shadespire Ravine, we know that was no ordinary apple, grown in any old grove. Its tree is just a part of a larger orchard. Rows upon rows of trees that grow without sun, whose blossom is pale, the white specter of death itself. All roots from that orchard twist together in the corrupted ground, reaching for one source of all that misery, all that death. You see deeply below, beneath the ground, they all feed. They feed upon death. They feed upon the RPG mainframe.